Fellas, what's good, man? Back with another one as always, man. You know I stay dropping dimes, dropping gems as well. I'm gonna need you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. New subscribers, welcome. Old subscribers, appreciate you tuning back in. And let's get into it. Not until the age of 52, they say, right? No, it's been said that Greek philosopher Aristotle said that a man's philosophy doesn't really sink in and mature and cement until age 52, right? You can say a man's philosophy is how he chooses to live his life, his ideology, if you will, right? And this goes back to what I've been saying about self-preservation. Why 52? Right? Because 52 is usually the age where a man's married, maybe he's just learned sexual control of some sort, I don't know, right? But I can understand what's being said, but at the same time I don't agree with it 100%. I feel like if a man has a plan, he knows where he wants to go, disciplined sexually, I believe he can get to places as far as success, in whatever success means in his mind, a lot earlier than 52 years old. It always comes down to self-preservation as a man. Always. No matter what you do in life, you are going to have to preserve yourself. That's the number one rule of the land, outside of worshipping God. Right? Self-preservation. You got to think of yourself as a, let's just say, think of yourself as a Lamborghini, right? You're a man. Now, you've got this Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever car you want. Let's just picture that. And you got to think of yourself as putting gas in that tank just one time, and that gas has to last you for at least a year. You're thinking, why would you say that? Let's just say that gas wasn't expensive. Let's just say it wasn't, right? And you filled it up to the tank. And you filled up to the tank to as much as it can go, right? Now, you don't have to drive that car every 2 seconds. Everywhere you go, you have to drive a car, right? Sometimes you can walk places, you know, sometimes you just have it outside your yard. That's motivation. I did this, I got this, look what I did, right? But you got a full tank. Sometimes you drive, sometimes you don't drive, but you got a full tank. You don't need to be draining that gas in a tank every 10 seconds because you feel like it, is what I'm saying. And if you didn't realize by now, the Lamborghini and the tank is a metaphor for your body, and the gas is the sperm, right? You don't need to be draining yourself out so much. This is where the last video I said, you gotta let it go. Whatever vice you have, if it's women, pornography, alcohol, being out of shape, whatever drains you, it could be your mum, it could be your dad, it could be your brother, it could be some brethren you know from years ago, it could be anything, it doesn't matter what it is. If you feel like it doesn't go with you to the next level of the man you want to be, you got to cut it out. And you got to be ruthless about it. It doesn't mean you don't still care about these things, but you got to say to yourself, some things just ain't worth me losing another year over. If you go 12 months from now, 24 months from now, and you are in the same spot, whether it's physically, as in your environment, if you are in the same spot financially, if you have had an idea to start a business for yourself, or to leave the job you're in, or to leave a relationship, whatever that may be, you got to start putting some moves eventually. Making moves towards what you're trying to do. Everything comes back to self-preservation and your self-identity. Who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself as? Do you love yourself enough to be who you want to be? It takes courage to be who you want to be. To be nobody and just do nothing with your life, that's fucking simple. It really is simple. But it takes courage to be who you want to be as a man. To go out there and try over and over again, despite of being set back. Now, whatever success is to you, you've got to position yourself in the best way possible to achieve that goal. You can't have two goals at one time. Just one goal, focus on that and push through with it. If that goal is saving 10 G's, 15 G's, 20 G's, then you got to persevere until that 10 G's, 15 G's, 20 G's, whatever it is, cash is in your hand. And then you can move on to the next goal. You can only have one goal at a time. Don't convince yourself that you can multitask. It doesn't work like that. You got to focus on one thing until you've done that. You know, today is a day of attention spans like 8 seconds. It's been said that the regular attention span in America is 8 seconds. Like, look what social media and all this TikTok and Instagram life has done to our brains, man. You know, no one has the ability to really focus that much. If not, whatever, that's cool for them. But as a man, bro, you got to learn to focus on something. If you're trying to get in shape, you got to get in shape. As in lose the body fat. And then you can bounce off that. Go into the gym. As far as a dojo, boxing gym, MMA, whatever it is. Maybe you do 10 weeks of training for boxing. And then you come off that and then you do 10 weeks of Muay Thai. Do you see where I'm going with this? You got to focus on something until you've actually got a level of perfection in that. You can't keep bouncing around from one thing to one thing. This is why I said to you, busting nuts, however you do it, is fucking dangerous, man. I don't know about everyone else. I don't know about everyone's dick, but I'm saying for me personally, this is why I don't like busting nuts so much, because once I bust a nut, I feel like my brain forgets what I'm supposed to do or what I was working on. And I lose the momentum. This is why retaining energy for me is so easy. It's not an easy thing to do, but the decision I make is easy. As I get older, I understand that life requires more sacrifices from myself. Letting things go, letting people go, letting places go. It is what it is. All that really matters to me is that I have a connection with God, I've got paper in my pocket, and I'm getting to where I want to get to. Outside of that, you got to just learn to be ruthless. Some of you don't know how to be ruthless enough with your time and your energy. You know, people say I'm antisocial. I don't really give a fuck. Antisocial just means I know how to protect my energy from people. I stay away from people who I think are losers, who are people I think are miserable. Always running the same mental program. If I see a man, or if I see anyone on the street and they want to have the same conversations they had last year, I'm out. I ain't got time for it. It might offend that person, but all I care about is my energy. You gotta protect your energy at any cost. You gotta understand what frequency is you want to be on, and then protect that frequency once you find it. Ruthlessly, viciously, right? And you can't be worried about how everyone feels about how you're moving. All that matters is you're not doing nothing that displeases God, and you ain't doing nothing that you wouldn't be proud of. All that matters. You have to come out of survival mode as far as being on empty tank as far as your body. This is what I said in my last video. If you just bust a nut recently, give yourself time to bounce back, at least a week, 2 weeks. Don't try and do too much. Don't try and go back to the gym, training. Just understand you let off, let it grow back up now. The energy needs to build back up. Alright, you can achieve great things in a year, 12 months, 2 years. But you got to give yourself time and understanding that self-preservation is what's going to get you a lot further. It accelerates your growth. Alright, appreciate you watching the videos, man. Keep tuning back in. I'll be dropping more videos. Subscribe, notification bells. I'm gone. Peace, man.